Good afternoon. Welcome to Josh FX Pro. Okay, and today I promised I was going to make you guys a video for trading style. So after this one, then I think the next video that would come will be confirmation checklist, a confirmation checklist. Yeah. So, but I think I'm going to do confirmation checklist in two different places. I'll do the first one as per what you've learned already up until this time. Then I'm going to do the second one after I've taken you through the advanced trading style or method, right? So I'm still going to talk about that. Let me, because then you can be making money even as a basic level trader. You can be making money, but maybe not as much as you need to or you should. But yeah, you can be making money even as a basic level trader. So I'm gonna do the confirmation checklist 1 and 2. So the first one is gonna be okay, let me just leave that. I'll talk about that in the one. So by the time I make the first video, I'll talk about the checklist you need to have as per what we've discussed so far. And then when we talk about the advanced, we'll talk about the checklist you need to now have, like combining both the basic checklist with the advanced checklist, combining both of them together. So yeah. All right. So at this point, we're talking about trading styles. Trading styles. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. Okay, yeah. Trading styles. I may not go into strategy execution or risk control. Maybe I would skip to risk control, but yeah, I may not go into strategy um, um, execution now because a lot of things there I have not yet talked about, and some of which I have, but a lot of things there I have not yet talked about. So follow me. Let's talk about trading styles. So what are trading styles? So trading styles depends on the trader, not the market now. Okay, now it depends on the trader. You as a trader, what way or what kind of approach do you prefer? What time frame is comfortable for you? What days do you prefer trading? Do you prefer trading on a weekday or on the weekends? Because there are some markets that are still open at weekend, like the synthetics. BTC also runs during the weekend. All right. So, what kind of trader are you? What is your what do you call it? Um, trading tolerance, your hourly tolerance, your minute tolerance, your daily tolerance. What is your the elasticity of your mental or your mental capacity? What way do you prefer to trade? That's why we call it a style. So a lot of people prefer just to trade only in the morning and they're out, and some people prefer to trade some different sessions, maybe some Asian, some London, some New York session, right? So it just depends what kind of a trader are you? Are you a trader that can hold trade for a long term, or are you a trader that can hold trade for a short term, right? So talking about trading styles, there are things you should know about a trading style. Now, every single trading style, there are several traders out there, and they all have their different trading styles. So, but there are things that should be similar in all of them, or rather in the most working trading style, the ones that make sense. And whenever someone is trying to teach you his or her trading style, you ought to, one of the questions you need to, or some of the questions you need to ask are questions like, what is the duration of this trading style? Does it have a defined duration of a trading style? Do you understand? It should have a defined duration. It should have an impact risk exposure. What kind of risk are you being exposed to with this kind of trading style? What kind of risk? They say now, does it determine lifestyle compatibility? Is it compatible with your lifestyle? For some people, they work and the only time they have is night time and they get to trade Asian session, right? And why some people work at night and the only time they have is during the day. So they trade either the New York or they trade the London session. So based on your lifestyle as a person now, or rather as per your personality, what kind of is this trading style going to work for you, or are you going to prefer a different kind of approach or a different kind of trading style? Also, does it influences your psychological pressure? Does it influences psychological pressure on you? These are the four things you need to ask or you need to find out from every trading style. What kind of pressure does it put on your mindset? Does it give you a pressure of being hyperactive, being too anxious, being too overly excited or overly sad? Yeah. So, what kind of mental game does it put you on? Is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? So, these are the questions you need to ask, especially when picking out a trading style, because you may not be comfortable with my trading style. You may be comfortable with some other person's trading style, right? Jeffrey Benson does scalping and sometimes day trading. While some people, scalping is too risky for them. That market is too volatile, it's too everything is just flying up and down, and they want a calmer or a peaceful market where they can take their time. So they are comfortable with patience. They are comfortable holding trades, or rather, comfortable having patience to wait for the market. Why scalpers don't? So let's talking about scalpers. Let's talk about scalpers. This is one of the very popular trading styles that a lot of people use today, right? This is one of them. So this kind of trading style, for the kind of traders that use this trading style, they they have a second to minute position. So they trade in the lower time frame, all those second time frames or minutes time frame. You see somebody trading in 1 minute time frame, in 5 minute time frame, as low as that for every candle opening and closing, as fast as 1 minute, 5 minutes. So they trade that kind of random volatile zigzag market, and they are comfortable in that place. Market gets to play out faster for them every hour, every minute. So in that position, they are way comfortable. They don't hold trade for long. They get to enter and come out instantly. In less than 1 hour, 2 hours, they are done with the trade. They are done with their trades, right? So they get to have high frequency execution, which means they enter trade faster, yeah, and exit the trade faster. Do you understand? So scalpers could trade news, volatile news, when market news is coming by 2:30 or by 1:30. Scalpers are there waiting. Once it's 1:25, 1:29, they are in and they are rushing to run out again by 1:35 or 1:36 or even by 2 o'clock. So it's kind of a very short time trading method. The advantage is they have multiple daily opportunities. They always see opportunities in the market, multiple, and they have rapid capital rotation. So these are the people that could easily flip an account. They could easily flip an account. So mind you, there's always a disadvantage as well. So not all those opportunities would play out for them. Definitely losing is part of the game, but if you actually don't know what you're doing, you will lose more scalping than trading slowly or trading in a slower time frame or in a higher time frame, right? So the limitations here is it's a high stress environment. It is very mentally stressful. It is mentally stressful. You get to be involved. You can't just leave your chat. You get to be there inside the chat and monitor and do all of that, right? So it requires precision and speed. So if you're not somebody who is hands-on, you can't be doing this trading style. You cannot be doing this trading style. If you're not hands-on, then just forget about it. It is not going to work for you. It is absolutely not going to work for you. Okay. So let's talk about the next one, day traders. Day trading is another different kind of scalping, or rather a different kind of trading style. It is not as volatile or as quick it's not as quickly executed as scalpers do, right? They get to experience a little bit more patient than scalpers. So the traders could be opening trades the same day and closing at the end of the day. Yeah, they could open in the morning and close at the end of the day. So giving markets, having that enough patience to wait till the end of the day to take out their trade. Yeah, or they could probably They don't hold trade to the next day though, but then within that same day, they have limited opportunities, yes, but then the opportunities they get to hold it for a longer term, unlike the scalpers who don't hold for long term. In 1 hour, 2 hours, they are done. But for day traders, they hold trade for the entire day, right? At the end of the day, they close it and then wait for the next day to begin before they get to find or look out for other opportunities. So positions close in the same day and no overnight exposures. They don't hold trade overnight. So this same day trading style is also what they call intraday. Yeah, you must have heard from different places where they use the word intraday trading um style or method, intraday traders. So this is the same thing as intraday traders. All right. There's an advantage. It has a structured routine and there's a reduced macro risk. So it's not as risky as the scalpers because scalpers market is a very volatile market and market could be very risky as well. So, but day trading is not as risky as that. They get to spend time to wait. They get to structure their full trading style. It has to be patient has to be involved and a lot of things has to also be involved. They get to set their stop loss where they want to set it. They get to do this, but then scalpers most of the time too don't even engage stop loss. You get, especially when they are trading a volatile market. They mostly use the volatility stop loss. I know I've talked about this. If you watch my previous video, you would have seen this. Okay, so but this is how this is actually done. All right. So the advantage here, they have a structured routine and it's a reduced macro risk. For the limitations, they need intensive screen time and emotional disciplines has to be required. So emotional discipline has to be required in the sense that I'll give you an example. I could I could be looking, I may have a checklist now and I want to see everything in my checklist play out before I enter a market. That's the rule that I have for myself. That is discipline. Do you get? But for a scalper, you may have a lot, you might have one, two, three things that you want to see. And even sometimes when it's not yet there, market is rushing, you can just jump in and jump out. You get, but for a day trader, there's an intensive screen time for analyzing the market, for planning your trade, for planning your movement. Yeah. But once you enter, you can just let the market go. You can go do what you want to do. Later in the evening, you can come back and then check on your trades, right? But you need an intensive screen time to study the market, to analyze the market, to look for opportunities in the market and mark out your zones and mark out everything you need to mark out, right? And you need emotional discipline. It is required. Emotional discipline is required. The next one, we have swing traders. These traders are those who trade from swing to swing. It doesn't matter when the market gets there, whether the market gets there next week or whether it gets there in 2 weeks' time. They just trade from swing to swing. You know what I mean by swing to swing? If you watch my video on what's that video again? If you watch my video on, just give me a moment. Yeah, on market structure, then you would understand what swings are, right? We have swing highs and we have swing lows. Yeah. So these are the kind of traders that trade from a swing point. On a downtrend, a good swing point is usually the lower high. So they trade from that lower high to a lower low. So it could take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get to that place. This is true. It could take all that time to get to that place. So they don't mind. They get to hold the trade longer. It's just the kind of person they are, the kind of comfortable trade they prefer. So most of these people trade from a larger time frame, from daily 4 hours, and they even start analysis from monthly time frame analysis, do weekly time frame analysis, daily time frame. They could even be entering on a daily time frame. You can get entries on. I remember when I was trading swing, most times my confirmations are on daily time frame. Once I see that that daily candle has closed in my direction and I've seen all my checklists, I jump in on that and I'm holding that. You can see that I'm holding that trade for entire week, or rather for 2 weeks straight. I'm holding the trade. You understand? So it could happen that way. So they have a multi-day and multi-week position. and they capture broader market moves. So they get to see the overall trend, the overall range, the overall place where the market is going to. Is it fully on a downtrend or is it fully in an uptrend? So unlike scalpers don't care about the overall. They just take those small, small movement, the trends in trends, or even day traders, the trends in trends. They just move. Scalpers jumping on this on the movement, day traders jumping on the little trend within the full entire trend, right? So market could be on a downtrend and inside that downtrend, we have series of uptrends in a lower time frame. So these things happen. The advantage of a swing trader is they have less screen dependency. They have larger risk to reward setup. Okay. So where a scalper is targeting 10, 50 pips, a day trader is targeting 60, 100, maybe 150 pips. A swing trader is targeting 300, 400, or even sometimes 1,000 pips. You get sometimes they hold a trade to 1,000 pips, but you could tell that these people are risking way more. Like the risk that they are involving is like way more. They are risking way more. All right. So they have larger risk to reward ratio. They have lesser screen dependency. What it means is they they don't need to sit on their chart. If the market is not ready that week, they leave the market, come back the next week. They don't really sit on their chart. They just come once, check it, and they're out. All right. They spend lesser time in the market than scalpers and also than day traders. All right. So the limitation there is overnight liquidity exposure. So they hold trade overnight, over weeks sometimes. So brokers could apply things like swap fee, a swap fee to your account. So once your trade holds to the next day, there will be a swap fee. They call it swap fee, right? I think that's what they call it. Yeah, there will be a swap fee attached to your account. So at the end of the day, when you make money, that swap fee will be deducted from your profits or from your loss. So they will be deducted from your account, your balance. So another one is it requires enough patience. Like you have to wait. Imagine holding a trade from now, a trade that's probably supposed to give you. This is why they have a larger risk to reward ratio. This is why most of them who trade that don't just trade waiting for 2 weeks to make $10 or $40. No, they could be in on a 1:4 risk to reward, and that 1:4. At the end of the day, their TP is hitting like 15,000 or 20,000 or even 30,000, sometimes even as high as 100, 200, 300K. Yeah. At the end of that full swing, because they are holding for the entire swing. So at the end of the full swing, they are making 300K, 400K, 500K, like that. So they get to risk more. These are big time players. They have the money to do that. All right. So these are the three types. There's another one they call the position traders. Those ones are like the institutional traders. Yeah, they trade for governments, they trade major capitals, not like your broker is an institutional trader. Just so you know, your broker is an institutional trader, just so you know. So these are the types of trading styles that we do have. Let me see. Yeah, I think I've talked about trend line. Yeah, so I'll talk about top-down analysis when I talk about the confirmation checklist. Yeah, I have a lot to talk about, man. Let me let me just write it down so I don't get to forget. I'm trying to make these videos for a lot of you who has been asking me personally to please help me make. I don't understand this because I have some students who always tell me that they don't understand some of the things, or maybe they missed this part, or they need me to go back to explain this further so that they could understand. And most of the time, I really don't have the time to do that. Actually, I actually don't have the time to do that. I'm busy with a lot of things, but the only way I could help is making little videos like this explaining these things and posting them on here so that when you come back, you want to learn or you want to see how it works, then it's fine. You can always come back here and learn. You can always come back here and learn and also see how it works. All right. You can always come back here and do your thing. So for now, that is it for now. If you're not yet subscribed, please do where to subscribe and also turn on the bell notification. When I drop a video, you would always be the first to see it. All right. And drop me a like if you have questions and you need me to cover on something you probably are missing out on. I'll always come back to my comment section to check it out, right? So if you have questions, drop your questions and I will reply you. All right. Yeah. So I post these videos on my YouTube and also my TikTok. So whenever you want to go back, just always go back there to rewatch it over and over to get your points straight. All right. So see you guys in the next video. Ciao.